Professor M.O. Akinola. Professor Akinola is a renowned expert in agricultural extension and rural development, with distinguished career spanning several decades. As a professor at Ahmadu Bello University, where he also served as sabbatical lecturer here in Federal University, Latvia, he has worked with tirelessly to empower farmers and promote sustainable agricultural practices across Nigeria. His expertise in biochar and composting techniques has been instrumental in transforming the lives of countless farmers. Today, Professor Akinola will share his wealth of knowledge on biochar and composting techniques for healthy soil and higher yield. And I am confident that his insights and experiences will inspire and equip us all to take our farming practices to the next level. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Professor Akinola to the stage. Oh, you're welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's have. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's evening.
Good evening, Prof. You're welcome. We can hear you, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate you for giving me this opportunity to exchange ideas with one another on this important topic, biochar and compost for sustainable agriculture. We cannot talk much about this important topic because the rate of degradation of our soils now is becoming alarming, and we can know that the organic fertilizer is becoming unreachable by our farmers. So we need an alternative approach, an alternative source of food for our crops, even including our animals, because biochar can also be used in feeding animals, especially poultry. So this is what we have this evening to discuss about, and I want it to be just as Madam Peace have said. It's going to be an interactive session. Prof doesn't know everything, so I believe we have people who are also knowledgeable who can chip in here and there as the discussion goes on or at the end of the discussion. By way of introduction, biochar is essentially a charcoal which is created for agric and environmental purposes, which is usually produced through pyrolysis, which is a heating of biomass. And when you talk of biomass, we are talking of wood chips, crop residues in a low oxygen environment. It's not the type that we burn fire and everything will escape. It is enclosed. So the oxygen inside here is very much limited. So carbon is converted and in biomass into a stable solid form that receives decomposition, for centuries. It's a gradual decomposition that takes place with charcoal. How do we prepare biochar? Agric residues like corn stalks, rice husks, and so on. Even we can use, we can go to sawmill and pack whatever chips that we have there, and can be used. Then we also have yard waste like, grass cuttings, leaves, and twigs. Food waste can also be used. Peels, coffee grounds, eggshells, and the rest of them. And of course, paper products, any paper that is not used can be shredded and, can be converted. So this biomass is collected, it is dried, preferably sun-dried, then heat in a low oxygen environment, which we call pyrolysis. It is then cooled, crushed, and applied to soil. How is it used? Biochar is used for soil amendment. Instead of using the normal fertilizer that we know, it is used to improve water retention. When you apply into the soil, the frequency of irrigation is reduced. The fertilizer that you apply and part of it will be washed away, into an area where the roots of crops cannot get to. So Biochar, is very good in making nutrients available, for a long time in the soil. It also provides habitat for beneficial microorganisms in the soil. Biochar is also used for carbon sequestration by locking away carbon for centuries, reducing atmospheric carbon dioxide. Biochar can also be used for water filtration. When you apply into the soil, instead of the water going down, particularly in sandy soil, when you put Biochar, the water filtration, is gradual. Then, of course, as I said, Biochar can also be used for feed supplement and, of course, industrial application. Now, we have talked a little bit about Biochar. Let's talk about compost. Compost is nutrient-rich, which decomposes in months or years, depending on what is used in making the compost. So, when you put compost and Biochar together, there is a kind of nutrient boost. It also boosts the structure of the soil for a long-term soil health. The concept of soil health is a common phenomenon now in academic discourse. Soil health is very, very important, just as human health is important. So it's very important that this issue of Biochar is taken seriously, and of course, composting is very, very important. We have so many waste dumps up and down, here and there, but now we know the importance that this compost is, is packed with nutrients that is needed by our crops. Now, what are the benefits of Biochar? Number one, it lowers irrigation needs. Frequency of irrigation has to be reduced if Biochar is applied to the soil. It also reduces fertilizer loss, fertilizer use. When you have it and it's releasing the nutrients gradually, you don't need to spend much on fertilizer. It also improves soil pH and soil structure. Instead of having, clayey soil that percolation of water is difficult, or you have sandy soil that, once you apply soil, everything drains away. Well, by the time you put Biochar, it combines, both clay and sandy and improve the soil structure. And of course, it also supports beneficial microbes in the soil. It contributes to climate change mitigation. As we said earlier, it has control over, the release of carbon dioxide and so on. It can earn carbon credits to the tune of $105 per ton in the market. So it's very, very important It's another source of income that can be generated. Now, what are the risks and limitations of using biochar? Applying too much can harm your plants, just the way if you apply too much fertilizer, it can burn your plants. So when you apply too much, there is increase in alkalinity, and of course, the nitrogen there will be tied up. It will not be released for plants to use. Also, certain heavy metals or harmful organic compound if made from contaminated feedstocks. So that is another risk of using biochar. So the source of making that biochar is very, very important. So we don't just use anything, and we have to be very careful what we use in preparing a biochar. Production can be costly. It can be very, very costly if we don't take some necessary measures. Average of $232 per ton, can be the cost of production, which is not a small amount. It may alter the soil chemistry in sensitive ecosystem. So we have to be very careful in the application of biochar. Now, we want to talk about biochar and fertilizer. It can partially replace NPK fertilizer. Studies have shown that it increases crop yield and reduces chemical fertilizer use. So the approach now is to see how much we can reduce the use of fertilizer. That's why we are going into all this biochar and compost. It also works best when integrated with other sustainable soil management practices. We find out that soil management practices that we use now, we talk about crop rotation, we talk about no tillage system, all these very good soil management practices. When you integrate it with the use of biochar, you get good results. What are the economic and environmental opportunities? As I said, you can make it a source of income by selling carbon credits. It is also used in waste management, turning organic waste into valuable soil products. When you harvest your crops, after removing your cobs and whatever, what happened to the corn stalks, you can gather them together and convert them into biochar. If you just put them together and you burn them, you release most of the nutrients into the atmosphere. So when you convert them to biochar, you will have something to use in place of fertilizer. Then in sustainable agriculture, you have low input costs. When you have it in application, you don't need to apply so much inorganic fertilizer, and of course, it will improve your yield. Also, in a circular economy, it keeps carbon in the ground, supports regenerative farming. That's another concept that we need to know. Regenerative agriculture is a current concept in farming now, whereby the soil continues to regenerate, instead of applying inorganic fertilizer that can cause, soil acidity. By way of conclusion, biochar is not a magic bullet. You should know this. Not that the moment you apply it, you start, everything becomes rosy. But it is a powerful tool in sustainable agriculture. We are looking for ways to regenerate our soil. We don't want soil depletion. We don't want soil erosion. We don't want soil caking. So by the time you apply Biochar, you get, you know, a good soil structure that can sustain your crops for a longer time. It also works best when combined with compost and good farming practices, which we have already discussed. Also, it is used to improve soils and store carbon and, you know, generate income. So some discussion questions I try to put forward for us to ponder upon. Number one question I put forward is, could Biochar be locally produced and scaled in your community? You know, just as we are looking for community seed producers now, this is another golden opportunity that some communities can, you know, push together and start producing. And it's as I said, it's a source of income. The second question I put forward is, what weights are available in your community that could be turned into food ponder upon? How could farmers be trained and supported to adopt the use of Biochar? This is a few discussions I want to put forward, and I believe, you know, participants can still chip in one thing or the other as the discussion goes on. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. That was quite insightful.
You're welcome. So over to the moderator now. Hello.
Thank you very much, Prof. The moderator, I don't know if the network has taken him out or she. Thank you, sir, for the class. Questions put to us for discussion. You can unmute your mic.
Okay.
To ask your question. Anyone has a question?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I will adopt the methodology the Prof has brought forward. Okay. Yeah, I find very interesting his discussion questions, and this could also be like our takeaway, because if we, as a matter of fact, deliberate, or if we have various contributions on these 3 bullet questions he has pointed at, I think it will go so much into giving much flesh to the powerful and very insightful presentation he has made. Yeah, I've just been trying, to be honest with the participants, I've never come across this concept of Biochar. And from what Prof has just mentioned, Biochar has come out very, very, very important. One, significantly in the aspect of the degradation of our lands. Our soil have been very, very much degraded as a result of climate change. And of course, we know that climate change is as a result of man-made activities and all of that. So I would like to point on the first question, the bullet question he has pointed. Could Biochar be locally produced and scaled? That I think that was scaled up in our communities, because if this is deliberated on, because this can be a point for training for our local farmers. And in the course of his presentation, I also got to understand that this is a very key catalyst for regenerational farming, which is all about bringing back alive our degraded soils and all of that. So, Prof, I don't know if you will be the one to take this or some other participants who have clues or insights. For me, I'm talking purely like a novice now on this concept, what Biochar is from your definition, and if this can be produced within our communities. This will be very, very important because we can take this, and this also can be a key to attract our farmers and also improve on our farmers' best practices, as he mentioned. Thank you. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can I chip
Prof.
in some ideas?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
please, Prof. Do. We are taking notes.
I think Bayero University Kano also delivered, a kind of technology in the university that has to do with the production of this bulb. In fact, when you see the way they produce it, they even produce a machine that can, bring this thing out in forms of cubes and so on. So that could be sourced. That could be the technology could be sourced from Bayero University Kano on how to produce it locally, and a training could be requested from the resource persons in Kano on how to produce this biochar locally. But I'm sure it is something that could be that can be done, and I think local farmers, local people who are dwelling in rural areas, can be trained, to produce rather than packing all these, all these debris together and burning them and allowing the carbon dioxide to escape into the atmosphere and causing harm to the environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. I'm just thinking, do we have anybody from around Kano or somebody who can give us another insight on this aside Prof? Amongst us, the participants, do we have anyone from there?
Okay, I think as a matter of facts and urgency, it is our responsibility to take this very serious. AgroGreen is actually here to champion the campaign for regenerative farming. And being that our educational team or our resource team are outside there in the Europe and the US, and most of these things, they bring it up. I'm new to Biochar, but just few months now, but I've not been able to see where to produce it. I can see the cubes, I can see the rounded ones, like they produce it in different sizes and shapes.
Yes.
And it requires a production line.
Yes.
Some are doing it manually, and
Okay.
how to control the escape of
Yes.
CO2, how to control the whole technology is how to produce it, how to burn it, then CO2 is not escaped, is not lost at all. That is
Exactly.
that is the secret behind it, sir. So I don't
Okay.
know, now that we are the first, or now that we are poised to promote regenerative farming, I think the insight Prof has given us, and very practical and detailed, to Bayero University Kano, we need to follow up to that point. We need to follow up. We need to make the contact, and we believe Prof
Exactly.
will also help us. Who's there?
This is gonna be a powerful research, actually.
Thank God we have the practical training part of this. For those that will be interested, we will try to open a link and discussion with the university Prof has given us. and we should be able to get those ready for practicals, ready to attend the practical session.
Okay.
As the economic value of what Prof is teaching us now is that this is a business.
It is.
This is a
Exactly.
business too, not only to know to use for your farm, but it
Mm.
is a business. Thank God we are forming through our climate smart villages. Prof, we are building something like climate smart villages, being a cluster of farmers, minimum of 10. And we call them the green teams. They are the ones that are operating the climate smart villages. And the practices at those clusters is purely regenerative and organic. This is very needful. And we expect each of the climate smart village to become part and parcel of agribusiness. So while you are farming, we expect you as a farmer to be a business person in the farming industry. Not quite unlike before now. Imagine the whole stress of cultivating, using cassava, for instance, from site clearing, bush clearing to planting to weeding and every other thing. Then someone would just leave his office at maybe Victoria Island, book a flight, come to your farm, and now start counting the number of beds or heaps and now pay you in bulk. From that moment, he takes over the farm. And that is a place, that is a part of the part of business of farming that there is money. It's actually from harvesting, the value addition and exportation. And that's where the whole money is. Now the farmers are so happy that someone has come in to buy everything. So at AgroGreen, we are actually trying to mastermind our community not to celebrate such early wins. So we want farmers to cultivate through this community approach, through this cooperative farming model. At each of the climate smart village, they should be able to come together, put up a cluster of, if they are doing onions, the 20, the 50 farmers plant it all at one location, all at one location. While an hectare is owned by the CSV, that is the community, the CSV team, then other farmers now make sure they farm there so that the cost of labor, they will share risk, they will share cost of labor, they will share knowledge, they will share everything. Imagine bringing a tractor to one CSV. He will just walk the whole place all together. So by that, we can easily stay there, organize a business part of it to be able to produce this biochar. And if you advertise biochar on any part of the social media here in Nigeria, I'm sure you'll be shocked at the numbers of order of, you'll be having. Farmers know the truth. Like as we speak, they know the truth, but they don't know where and how. That's why we are building this community. People are aware of information. Thank God for the 21st century. Information is very common. You might have seen about Biochar on YouTube and everywhere, but I believe today, hearing from Prof makes it a very simple, like it is simplified. So that is my own, at the discussional part. This is a business idea, and that is a call on all the youth coordinator. I think he's here. The women wing coordinator, women in green agriculture, the state coordinators of AgroGreen Farmers Cooperative Society of Nigeria, the green team leaders, all the climate smart village ESCO. This is a call to action. This is business one established here tonight. Thank God for Prof sharing this detailed information with us. So let's get back to drawing board. Then for participants that want to witness the practical session, please start contacting our team, Ayomide and peace to get your names. You can, if you are interested in the practical, let me just make it like this. Just chat, drop a chat. Just type one. It's simple. Just one. Just type one on the comment section. Yeah, we will work together with Prof's influence and connect. It won't be difficult. Okay, one. Just type one to show those that are ready for the practical session. While our facilitator, the director of thank you. The Directorate of Training, Mr. Vincent, will help us to see. Thank you. Just type one, and at the end, Peace and Nayo, you can drop your WhatsApp contact or WhatsApp link so that you can collect their information and also let them know when we hear from Mr. Vincent on the possibilities. I know we have a very strong team at Kano too. So we need to take this serious. One, I'm just shocked to hear that. I'm surprised and also happy to hear that we don't need to go to London, to Europe, or to America. It is already here in Nigeria. Just like the no-tillage farming system, it's part of the regenerative farming. I was also happy to know that I think at Akure University there, one of the things that should be Kwara. They also came up with no-tillage farming tools at the agri-engineering department of that school. I learned they also did something on that. So you see that these things are here. Farmers are not aware. We want to let you know it is possible, and we want to help all the farmers to get regenerative. Seriously, it's a concern. My own concern is, I don't know, maybe because of my background as a Red Crosser, I feel so bad when a farmer knows vividly well the disadvantage of what he or she is doing and still does keep on doing same. And some don't even love themselves. As some farmers I've interviewed, they said the food they produce with inorganic produce, they don't feed their family with it. They can't allow it to be eaten in their house. What they eat at their home is what they produce separately at a separate farm. But some farmers don't know. They just make sure, even themselves, they eat from produce in a farm, they use herbicides. They eat from the produce from a farm, they use pesticides. They eat from the farm. And these things are not healthy. So it means that man does not even love himself at the first point. So farmers, to live long and enjoy the benefits of their labor, we need to be careful with what we are eating. We should produce healthy foods and eat healthy, and also make sure the same healthy foods are there in the market. So thank you. That's my own little contributions to this. Thank you very much. The moderator is back.
I am back. Well, I've been facing a serious network challenge. I think Prof is done with his presentation. Thank you so much, Professor Akinola, for your enlightenment of biochar and composting techniques for healthy soil and higher yield. Well, I am confident that the knowledge that has been shared today will empower our participants to transform their farming practices. That will enable them to, and even enable all of us to improve soil health and increase crop yield, and our dedication to empowering farmers and promoting eco-friendly practices honestly is truly commendable. As we conclude this session, I would like to express my gratitude to Prof. Akinola for his time and expertise. I will also want to thank our participants for their active engagement and enthusiasm. Well, let's continue to apply the knowledge gained today and work towards a sustainable agriculture future. Thank you, everyone. Well, at this junction, we also want to speak call on AgroGreen Dynamics. Is there something to say before conclusion, before we conclude the session? Thank you.
Okay,
Please
thank you
permit
very
me
much.
to ask a question. Can
All
can
right.
can this can these slides be? Can we have a way to share these slides with the participants? Because I would love to look at the Biochar, the definition from the slides from the beginning. I don't know if we can share them. If there's a way, please.
Oh, okay. I
We'll,
think
we
this
will
TV
set,
is better. Yeah,
we will
I
need
will
to
see
seek the
how.
consent of the owner of the intellectual property. If
Yes.
consents to it, we will do that.
All right. It was
Thank you.
very important. He made a very important point because most of our farmers believed after maybe when they cut the grasses on the farms, they believe in burning them. And burning them has an impact both on the soil and the climate we are talking about, the climate change we are talking about. So, and this biochar made mention of something like that, allowing this carbon to expose. And so these are practices that if they are trained, we can better convert them and put them into a better use, leading to better practices and eco-friendly activities for us. Thank you very much. So let's seek the
Thank
permission of the presenter so that we can have the slides. Thank you.
you. All
Someone was
right. I
asking
will.
if you can see the sample. I think if you're on our WhatsApp group, check the community. We have two different samples there. I think I posted it today. We have two different samples there. Those are the two samples we have. One is like rolling down, then the other one is processed through a processing line. But the
Yeah.
main
We have
part of it,
hello, moderator. We have a question on the chat box, please. Can you help Prof address one or two questions?
the
Oh,
questions
okay.
came late. Can
It didn't come late. The question
Yeah.
has always been there, but they didn't observe it. The question was there since, and I guess no one observed the question. But
is
if
it
time
that
has
of
gone,
Akwa Ibom State?
Okay. There are two
How
questions
can
there.
biochar
Can Biochar
production be
provide?
scaled?
Oh, okay. I think the second question is being answered. That we have a sample in the community group. I think Mr. Odeshina Williams is in the community group. If you can take the
Yeah.
announcement, you will see the sample. The sample is sent
Mm,
there. Then this particular question, can Biochar help reverse long-term soil degradation in regions like ours in Akwa Ibom State, where overfarming
all
and erosion has affected the soil? If so, what timeline should be expected for visible improvement? I think that is the second question we have.
I
Hello?
believe the question was answered during the training.
Exactly.
yes.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I don't know if Prof has anything to add to that.
Yes. Just as you said, that I mentioned it during my presentation. In fact, the main thing is to reverse long-term soil degradation. There
Mm,
was an experience I have around here in Katsina State, whereby because of repeated cultivation of cereal crop, the soil became depleted, and you cannot even plant anything there, and the thing will work out. And so,
exactly.
instead of this idea was not there when the complaint was made to us. So what we did was to introduce soya bean to revive the soil. But that one is one way. But this biochar is going to give it a long-term regeneration. When you apply it, it's even more than the kind of the way people do now, that you go and pack Ebola and start putting into your farm. That one is more, can easily be degraded. But when you use biochar, it's going to be a long-term regenerative approach, because it will be releasing the nutrients gradually for a long time. It will not be degraded, the way we are having it now. So it's a very good one. It's for a long time soil improvement approach.
All right. Thank you so much. I think that particular question has been answered. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for honestly, we are very grateful. I think with this we are rounding off the training session, and I will give this time to Mr. Emma for conclusion.
Thank you very
And
much.
all right.
Thank you very much. Prof, thank you for this session. We don't know when we will have you again soon. You are now a family to us, and we look up to you, and we believe you would always be available to guide us. We are just forming a new community, as I was saying. Our community is aimed at championing the campaign for regenerative farming. We might not know exactly how to do that, but we know that if we come together, knowledge shared and ideas brought together, things could be easily done and achieved. We are so much concerned about the ignorance of farmers in Nigeria, and mostly my role is within West Africa, and we also have a team in charge of entire Africa, except Egypt, that is not under us. So as far as Africa is concerned, so we are actually trying to, they say charity begins at home. We've been doing much from Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Niger, and Burkina Faso. By God's grace, just now, I am kind of poised. This thing should get to Nigeria. So we know there's going to be a lot of opportunities by coming together, mixed in terms of ages, elderly, the younger ones, the youth, those in school. We go into research. Thank God for Mr. Vincent, who hasn't disappointed my expectation too. Being personally committed, and nobody is driven here by any interest apart from passion. So thank you, sir, for being part of us today. We will always knock at your door at any time we need your advice, your professional, and yeah, this is exactly what your field extension and agri extension and rural development. We know you have a lot to help us build our programs. Thank you, sir. Then for the participants, please try as much as possible to regularize your membership with AgroGreen. You can register with us. It's just 10,000 naira, and you will be part of any of the available opportunities, both from the federal government and even from the international organizations. I think already we are on the process of applying for 2 grants at hand, and it's either those sessions are strictly for members only. We have a grant ending on the 15th, which is this week we are entering. We have a grant ending September, which we are applying. We have others, some are about to start, many of them, and mostly they don't favor individuals. They favor cooperatives, they favor clusters, many of them. So we would be there to guide you through these processes. And also, our export certification is almost set. So we can save at you can be an aggregator. That's another business for you. Can be an aggregator, and we can help process your produce, but mostly it must meet AgroGreen Way standard. The AgroGreen Way is just a standard we set. By the time our organic certification is given, automatically it will be, your produce will become a premium produce out there. Our own organic fertilizer we are using, which most of you are already aware, already has the certifications from EcoSat, from JAS, from NOP, US, European Union, the JAS for Japan, that is for Asia. And there's no way the produce that is sent out back there, meeting the own criteria, there's no way it wouldn't be rated premium. So that's what we want to do. And two, thank God for the Nigerian government today, 30% value addition bill being signed. It means that we all have to add value to our produce before exportation. So there are a lot of opportunities. It's just like me coming, you coming, everybody coming voluntarily to come together as citizens of Nigeria. We have rights of association. We come together and build something very huge. So that's one. Two is for you to make sure you don't miss any of these 12 series. Today is just one. 12 Sundays, 11 Sundays left. We just completed our first 8 weeks series, and this one we've just started today. And we promise that each session will be very valuable. So make sure your data, your battery, everything is charged and ready for every Sunday, henceforth in the remaining 11 Sundays. You don't know when we might have Prof again. And even I thank God for the team we have. You'll be shocked that we might even have the Bajero University and the Lafia, Federal University of Lafia, and other facilitators, even from the Federal Ministry of Agri Extension Department, which we are working hand in hand together, and other states ministries too. We might have any facilitator from anywhere. So always don't miss any of the session. So thank you very much. For me not to take you longer, make sure you taste your soil, make sure you balance your pH, make sure your produce doesn't have any trace or residue of chemicals before you start exporting. And most importantly, use our recommended farm input, the humic and fulvic acid based fertilizer, that when it meets with the Biochar, you'll be shocked that your soil will be permanently healed. And with time, you don't need them again. With time, you don't need them again. That's what we are trying to do. So thank you very much. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a very fulfilling session.